Well, here we are. Hi, everybody. This is Alba Weinman,
Hey, and I'm Sabrina Etheridge. How are you?
and we want to thank you for being here today. We're going to be discussing a few things that we wanted to talk about, um, and we wanted to have you all live here. So we'll start with let's talk about the GoFundMe.
Yes, as y'all know, Alba set up a GoFundMe page for me or something,
Yeah.
and I was amazed and overwhelmed by it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just the setup. And then I got results, and I was
You didn't believe it.
no, it's hard to believe. Here's the thing: people that I don't even know are helping me through a hard time, and it's humbling, and I am so grateful. And I have reached out. She gave me a list of names, and I reached out to the people that I knew, and I was like, oh my God, this is a divine blessing. Thank you for being you. And I said, well, Alba, I want to thank all of them, by name, because it's amazing how, I never thought people would help me out like that. First off, come on. I just want to cry. It's terrible. But I got a list, and I'm going to name names.
Yes.
Okay?
And before you start, this is a live chat, so whatever you guys are posting there, yes, we can see it, and thank you for that. So,
Okay.
so you see it
Yeah,
over
I see
here.
it now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me get my eyes on, because
You got to be able to see.
I'm a little bleary there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not going to just give the numbers, but we got Abigail Johnson, and thank you, Abigail. Carolyn Fisher. Abigail gave twice. Wow, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Fiona Mayland, I love that name. Sarah Kaplan. Janine Bower, I hope I'm pronouncing these right. Lorraine O'Connell. Argelia Deneen. Mark Taylor. Sharon O'Driscoll. Nick Niznansky.
Yeah, he's a regular.
That's a
Thank you, Nick.
Yay, hey, thanks, Nick. Sharon Ribeiro.
Ribeiro.
Is it a two?
Ribeiro.
Ribeiro, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Pat Saucedo.
Mm-hmm.
Olivia Salazar. Boy, that's an exotic. Isn't that a cool name? Belinda Clayton. I know her. Love you, Belinda. I've already thanked her. Stefan First.
Yeah.
And I thanked him also. Lynette Cruz. Love you, girl. Thank you. Anna Oprea, my daughter from a former life.
Yeah. She's in Romania.
She's in Romania. We spent some time in Peru together. I love her. Vanessa Robe and Antonio Jovanov.
Yeah.
I thank every single one of you people from the bottom of my heart. You came through. Sabrina's trying to get her act together to help others, and y'all have been very instrumental in that. And I will give you updates on that as we go. Yeah. This wonderful adventure that we're on.
We are on an adventure. Mm-hmm. And Sabrina is staying over. We had a sleepover last night.
Yeah, slumber party. Yeah.
It was really cool because Sabrina has been very busy. I've been very busy. I've been taking off the month to just be. Mm-hmm. And
she needed it.
Yeah, I needed it. And in fact, this is the first time I wear contacts in a few weeks because I was giving my eyes a break too.
She's cute in her glasses though.
So Sabrina has been really, you've been increasing your abilities ever since we got back from LA.
I think that's a common theme lately with our group, because everybody, used to be, it was like, okay, we really got to reach for it. Now it's like, pow, hitting in the head.
Yes.
And, are you going to talk about the guy or?
Well, let's talk about what happened after you came back from Los Angeles.
Okay, Los Angeles.
Do you want to talk about Los Angeles?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell them what happened?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, the whole thing?
I don't know. That's up to you. We've been kind of keeping it on the lowdown on what happened in Los Angeles. We went to the Conscious Life Expo back in February, I think it was.
Yeah, it was February, and it was 10,000 people. There were over 200 exhibitors and speakers.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a big event. 10,000 people attended. I mean, it was huge. You saw all types. It was the energy when we walked into the lobby of the hotel. I had to go, whoa. Hey, wait a minute.
Strong.
I was like, we got a real serious mix of energies here. It's pretty strong. And I wanted to just step away. I've got to go be still and alone for a little while and build up a protective bubble or something. I do that. And the rest of the crew was like, oh, we're just going on head on. And I was like, well, I'm learning how to set my boundaries and my needs, out there. So I was like, I got to go to my room for a minute, And it seems everybody got sick but me when we came back, But
because we witnessed it, you experienced it.
So I was, nervous about because I'd seen something in a session about earthquakes in California.
Your session. In your session. Yeah, Sabrina had sessions in which she felt there was going to be an earthquake.
Yeah, the earthquakes, and of course, that's, there's earthquakes in California. And recently there's been rolling hills rolling down the hill.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that was a stressor of mine. And the whole time I was kind of aware of that. Well, we had a session. She kept going, oh, we need to have a session. I was like, oh, I'm not quite ready.
Well, let me tell you. Let's tell what really happened.
Okay, go.
Okay, we were sitting in a session, not a session, a meeting with the speaker, Linda Moulton Howell.
Oh.
Okay, and she was talking about all sorts of things that were pretty intense. She always does. This is what Linda does. And when we were done, Laura Weaver was
talk about the computer going down.
Laura Weaver was there with me, and so was Sabrina. All three of us were there watching Linda Moulton Howell. And when she finished, I looked over to Sabrina, and Sabrina was like in a trance. Her eyes were not.
There was a lot going on.
Yeah, they were not typical. They looked like she was already in a different altered state. And I said to her, Sabrina, we're doing a session like now. And she says, well, I got to go. I want to go to somewhere else first.
I'm like, I don't know.
So she went to another speaker while we got the room ready to do the thing. And I was so excited because I wanted it to go live. I was hoping this would be a really earth-shattering session and it would go live. And unfortunately, my equipment wasn't working properly. It was the weirdest thing.
When I went to Linda Moulton Howell, her computer went down. They always go. This is the thing about NDEs. We make computers go down when we're jazzed up. We make watches go backwards, all that kind of stuff. I've got grounding devices and things. But her stuff, we were on the front row. Her stuff went down. I went, oh. And she goes, it's never done this before. And I was like, oh, crap, that's me.
Yeah. And
then I said, Alba, it's me. And she looked at me like, I don't believe you, whatever. And I was like, okay, they never believed me, And I was like, I'm going to, after a while, they had more techs up there on stage. And I said, you know what? I'm going to step to the back of the room.
Yeah.
Well, they were still trying to figure it out. And one of the techs came back and I'm standing in the back of the room. I was like, well, what's going on? Well, I don't know. She could have pushed a couple of buttons wrong or something like that. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. And I was like, Alba, I'm going to the bathroom. Okay. So I got out of the room. The bathroom was close by. Stood in a long line, came back. They were still trying to figure it out. And I just went, Jesus, fix this so we can go on with our day. And all of a sudden, boom, it's up and running. And I came back. I was like, oh, good, right? And then she started talking and things were just left and right. Things she was saying. And she's amazing, because she's like, she's on a podium and she's talking, but then she has like a video that she plays and it's got all the heavy duty stuff in it. And I'm like beating elbows, like, oh my God, look at that. And it was hitting me hard. And she would look down at the podium. She would not look at people's reactions. Did you notice that? She was, and I was like, okay. So by the time I was at the end of it, it was like I was having information download going on. And that's what Alba saw. And I was like, I just don't know what to do with this. And Alba's immediately going, let's put her under.
Well, I saw Sabrina's eyes. And, when you've been doing this a long time, you just know. And and so we went to the room. Sabrina came in later because we were all setting up and having dinner in the room and stuff. And the session started off kind of non-eventful. It wasn't really
I can't even remember how it started.
But I was having trouble with my equipment. So it was like, well, this is not going out. It's really nothing. it's a nothing burger. It's nothing was going on.
Yeah.
And then she felt a pain.
Yeah, we were closing it down. She was about to count me out.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it was like, bam, something extremely heavy was on my chest. I mean, like a corner of a block or something was on, I mean, super heavy. Like something just crashed onto my chest. And I'm laying there. I'm like, I can't breathe.
You wanted me to take you out.
I was like, get me out of here quick. I mean, it was bad. And Alba goes, oh no.
No, we're gonna intensify this.
Dive into this rabbit hole, you know, and so I tell her, I can't, what did you do?
Yeah, so we figured out what happened. She was actually going into the timeline, into the future.
Well,
she was going into the future. I'm going to put this a little bit closer. She was going into the future, and there had been an earthquake in that building. Massive.
Like an 8.0 or something.
Yes.
And something from the ceiling right at the elevators had fallen down on me, and people were just dying left. It was graphic. It was horrific. It was scary.
Yeah.
Just the amount of blood and death and damage.
Yeah.
I wanted out, and Alba goes, okay, we're going to go into this. And I was like, Alba, no. You know, I was.
Yeah, she was scared.
Like, I wanted to get out and get on this flight out. I mean, I was like, so Alba had just seen, we had just heard Miss Helgo something about these tall whites that are helping the government, and they've got serious IQs, like 5 times our strongest computer intelligence.
Yeah.
And they can reweave time, go through timelines and portals and stuff like that. These people are way advanced, you know?
Yeah.
So Alba goes, I know what we'll do. We'll call in the tall whites. And I'm like, well, that's a long shot. I'm dying here, you know, with this big thing on me.
She's already half dead.
I can't breathe, you know, and I'm like, okay, you know, Hail Mary, you know, kind of thing. And all of a sudden there's these very tall people standing there, and they are white, and they're thin and tall, and they're like 11, 12. The ceiling is missing. Okay. So they're standing there, and they're telepathic. They didn't like speak or anything, but it's like they were like helping. They just knew because I called them, and Alba was facilitating somehow. They knew, and they didn't wave a hand or anything. All of a sudden, everything started going backwards. Yeah, blood was going back into people. Things were going back, and I mean, it was like a movie.
Run backwards.
It was going backwards, y'all.
Yeah,
and I'm like seeing all this going, you know, what's happening? And then that thing lifted off of me, and I thought, oh, it's going to keep hurting. And it didn't. It just was like it never happened. But I mean, I was dying.
Yeah.
In this.
So we were on a timeline in which that building would have been hit by an earthquake. And we kind of reversed that.
When we started, because when I came out, the look on there's like 5 or 6 people in the room, and I was like, oh man, I just freaked all of them out. They all looked so shocked and
it was
devastated.
It was shocking. We were kind of shocked at what happened, and you know, I think at that time we switched the timelines at that moment.
She sold on it, and we had multiple discussions about it since like if that happened at that time with the spiritual leaders that were there. I mean, there were people there that opened doors for us to be us nowadays, to help us with this enlightenment and this new age we're coming into, where people are going towards the light or the dark. I mean, there was some darkness there, but there was a whole lot of light and leaders of the light. Yeah. If they would have all been wiped out in a situation like that,
so
it would have been the end of the earth. I swear.
So we now understood why I felt that I had to be in LA, because I had been listening to a podcast with someone who was being interviewed before the conference, and I didn't particularly follow this person and didn't really resonate with them. But when It was said that they were going to be there at that conference. My solar plexus just opened up. Like I felt like I was like huge, wide. And I called Sabrina, I called Laura. I said, we have to represent.
She's like, you have to go. We have to go. We have to be there. And I was like,
we have to be there. We have to represent. It was almost like our galactic. We were, we were representing our ship at that conference.
And so, I'm like, there's no way I can go. She's like, you have to. And you got to figure out a way. And I was like, well, if Alba says, I guess.
Yeah.
And I was kicking and screaming the whole time from the time we first started thinking about it, walking in the lobby, going into that session. And I've thought about it so many times since, God, what if that really would have happened?
It would have been amazing. It would have been devastating because there were so many people in that place. And
I mean, Sasha Stone alone, I was there to see.
The reason why we're doing this is not only Sabrina with the GoFundMe, because she needed to get off her. And
I did. I was in trouble.
Yeah. And so now the next thing we're doing is that I will be along with my very best friends in Hawaii in February. We are going to be doing a gathering in Hawaii in the Big Island. I'm not going to say where yet, because until the contract is signed and we have a place, I don't want to be saying it, but it's going to be the first week of February. We're planning from February 2nd. It will be check-in time from the 3rd to the 7th. And it's going to be me, it's going to be Sabrina, Jill Cole, Blair Styra, who channels Tabash, Laura Weaver, Michelle Carpenter. So it's going to be a full 5 days of working with us. And we are bringing in, it's really the Earth Masters. We're bringing in those of you who are going to help us activate a lot of the energy that is there. Another person who's going to be there is Peter. Peter, wow, how can I forget Peter?
Come on.
Peter, he really was the one who opened the door for me to go there. And Peter's going to be in Hawaii. And Peter was the last session that I had, the one where he's wiggling around the couch. So he's going to be there so that you can meet him. He's going to be one of the big activators too. So we are really looking forward to having those who want to be a part of this incredible event to be with us during those days to really get our energy going. And who knows what's going to happen there, but I think a lot is going to happen.
There's supposed to be some kind of portal opening while we're there.
Yes.
And it's going to be magical.
So for those of you who are interested, it's going to be the Big Island the first week of February. So mark that down on your calendar. We've got a few months to go. We're still planning it. We don't have anything on the website yet because we still don't have a signed contract. We're still negotiating. So we would love to meet all of you there and really get some serious work done with all of us. The more people are together, the stronger this is.
Where two or more are gathered keeps coming up. And we need to gather with like minds and like spirits as much as we can nowadays, because that's activating our protective grid and it is keeping the light focused on the earth. And it's very important we do that. Don't take that for granted, that if you're saying something about God or the light or Jesus or whatever, and then you say it with somebody else and they agree, even if somebody says amen to it, or, I agree with that, that's two or more that gathered. And that is a very powerful energy coming off the earth and throughout the universe. Yes. People are listening, and there's a divine order to all of this.
Yes.
So the stronger our, our love and light power is shooting out of the earth, the better things will be during these times. We need it really bad, y'all.
Yeah. So we wanted to, since this is live, we just wanted to give that information out. Now I want to go through all of the comments that are here and see who is there with us. We've got Aaron saying hello. Tobias and the Angel, Dev Tren, hello, Pellerin, Martine, hi, Dearland, I don't know where you guys from. And now we have Ruth from England. Thank you for telling me where you are. Amanda's from Las Vegas. Marie, I think that's Mari Hobbs from Australia.
It's a good day.
Shouldn't she be sleeping?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Okay. Okay. Tobias asked a question. I understand that you two have shared some very interesting past lives. Yeah. Well, the most interesting one that we had was that we know of for sure is in Peru. In Peru, we went there. Not, I don't go places thinking that I've been there before in Peru. I wasn't necessarily wanting to go to Peru. It was just like, okay, let's go to Peru. And a lot of the people who went there were introspective hypnosis practitioners. We had met in class, and they were from all over the world. And one day, and this is up on YouTube if you're interested, one day, in fact, it was the first day that we went touring.
Yeah.
We got to this structure that seemed to be like a cave.
Yeah.
And as soon as I got there, I didn't even want to get off the bus because I felt kind of
There was
ill.
a dark kind of
very dark, ominous,
energy around
ominous, and
yeah, it was spooky.
And I was getting this really yucky feeling, and I kept getting close. People they seemed to be okay with it. They were walking towards it, and I was getting worse and worse. And as I get close to the cave, I started getting dry heaves, and I was in really bad shape, and I had like an out of body experience. I kind of died for a little bit.
She looked
dead.
She looked dead. She took on a gray color. I mean, and she looked terrified.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a look I've never seen on her face before since.
Yeah. So I didn't
life-changing.
I didn't blink for like 10 minutes. And then when I came back, I was like a new person.
She's different.
Yeah. I'm a different person. I'm much friendlier now.
She's nicer. She's sweeter.
Yeah. So I came back as a different aspect of me to continue this work. And what I found out later is in that place, that's where they had sacrifices, human sacrifices. And so the people who had come to this gathering were either the priests, the victims, or the executioner. I was the executioner. And so I had taken on a lot of their souls. I had taken on a lot. So that was a heavy duty.
That's the word I was about to say.
Come to Jesus, which
she
saw Jesus there.
I saw Jesus come out of Blair Styra while he was channeling Tabash.
Yeah.
A cloud came out of his face, and Jesus looked out of the cloud, and I recognized him right away. And he came back in, and I immediately forgot what he looked like.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
So yes, that was a very interesting past life that we had together.
We were starting an adventure together from day one of that trip, and that was something everybody was like, the Alba thing, But I was one of your victims or something like that.
Yeah. We Blair was able to channel who was whom, but I don't remember who it was.
No, I forgave her.
And when we were, it's been a couple of years that Tabash, I have sessions with Tabash. Tabash is the entity that is channeled by Blair Styra.
This is Sumerian.
Yes. And he's been on my case for a couple of years, telling me that we have to have a gathering. And Hawaii came up quite a few times. And Tabash has been on my case. And I said, I'm not ready. I don't think it's the right timing yet. And I don't do anything unless it's the right timing. So when I met Peter was the missing link for Hawaii. When in his session, he talks about a portal in Hawaii. And so I felt all of a sudden the same thing that I felt when we did the thing with LA. I said, okay, that's it. We got to go.
And me too.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, Hawaii, whatever. They got volcanoes. I'm not going anywhere with volcanoes.
Yeah. I don't think I threw you in a volcano in that life, but there's something in Hawaii that we have to do, and we have to do it as a group. So that's why we're having this gathering. That he told us in a Zoom call the other day that whoever is going to be there, we've had lifetimes together there before. So we're coming back to that place to do something.
Yeah, there was 3 different channels, all of them from New Zealand. that we're all channeling that we've been needing to do this for 1,000
Yes.
years or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it sends chills down your spine when you hear it, because you're like, that's activating something in me, or
Yeah.
you know when they say it, it just opens up. Well, she said vortex, but it just gets me all over.
Yeah. So thank you for that question. I know when I answer questions, you had some interesting past lives. When I answer a question, it usually takes for an hour. Much love from Northern Canada. Thank you, Libby. Aaron says, was feeling blocked for a while, but recently feeling blessed with knowing again. Things are changing. Yes. Ulabella from Sweden. Wow. Thank you for joining us. Illuminated Veritas. I took a bad hit in the solar plexus today. Wonder what's going on. I don't know. You got to ask your inner guidance. We don't know. I mean,
I haven't checked anything.
Okay. Marisol asked Linda Moulton Howell. Yeah, she's amazing. She has her show on, I think it's every week. She's with her cats, and she's serious journalist. So
yeah, she's amazing.
Whatever she puts out there, she's really researched. So yeah, follow her.
She's very brave.
Yes. DL Mally is from California. Hello. Dar says hello. Connie, safe travels to you from Alaska. We were talking about Alaska today.
Yeah, I wanted to go to Alaska a couple of times. I haven't.
Yes. Darsh missed the beginning. We were talking about the beginning. Sabrina, I did a GoFundMe for Sabrina because she was really financial help, and to get
starting over.
Yeah, she's starting brand new over, and
following this path, y'all.
Yeah. So in one of our sessions, I did put a GoFundMe, and we thanked everybody. I had already thanked them, but she wanted to thank them, so she actually gave out the names. So Marisol talks about the earthquakes. Let's see if anybody else. There are many different potentials for the future. Yes, they are.
Yes.
But what you're living right now, and what Sabrina, the amazing thing about Sabrina is that in her sessions, she's actually naming names, which is really amazing. Like, the earthquakes and the locations and the volcanoes and everything. I mean, you see the future.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I've done it since I had a near-death experience when I was 8 years old, and that's a whole other story.
Yeah,
we don't want to do that today, but yeah, I did remote viewing from 8 years old, and I just always had like a gift.
Yeah, yeah. And by the way, are you guys listening to us? Okay, is the volume okay? Just give us a thumbs up or something, or say something, because I've never used this mic with this. People. Okay, so look,
it's Abigail.
Abigail.
She goes, Ruby Slippers.
Thank you, Abigail.
Thank you so much, girl. I don't know you, but I love you.
Thank you so much.
That's just so generous and sweet of you.
Yeah, that was amazing. Let's see. Somebody has a real long. Thomas from London. During my first hypnosis, I learned that we have had lives together. We're not meant to come back and connect. Okay, well, let's go to Hawaii. Barbara from Austin, get to catch this live. I dream of connecting in person at gatherings like yours, but I also want to stay in my cocoon. Okay, talk about that, about the separation and all that stuff. Remember?
What you talk about?
Well, she wants to stay in her cocoon, and I think all of us are being.
Okay.
All right, listen to this, because this is really important.
A lot of people right now are finding themselves alone and lonely.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go into a crowded room and feel like, I don't belong here. You can look at friends that you loved for decades, and all of a sudden you go, we have nothing in common. I mean, there's that kind of transference of energy going on. Okay. Now this has been a very solitary year, 2023 for me. Okay. I found myself having Thanksgiving by myself with my dog, Christmas by myself with my dog, my birthday by myself, and Valentine's Day. There's a damn holiday every month. Oh God, why? So at first I was like questioning it, and I felt kind of sorry for myself. But then I started thinking, there's no pressure there's a stillness that I enjoy. There's a freedom I'm not used to. I don't owe anybody anything. I can do what I want to do, and I don't have to feel guilty about it. And then I started seeing things, you know, how random things just pop up in music or TV or whatever, YouTube videos or something. And one preacher came on and he said, honey, you're thinking that you're alone. You're not alone. You're being separated. God is separating you from all these voices that have affected you. I mean, you're not having to listen to your boss or coworkers or your coach or your parents or your siblings or anybody, your family, your friends. You don't have to listen to all of them because God has separated you so that you can hear his voice. In this stillness, you can hear his voice. You can come back to the divine and you can hear the message you need to hear. And it's very important that the ones that are chosen to do God's work or to serve God, whatever you want to call all that. I don't even do disclaimers anymore because I'm going straight for God. Yeah. Okay. But whenever you're separated from all these other factions that you considered important that just aren't there anymore, they've just fallen away from you. Yeah. You're not alone. You're being chosen. You're being chosen to listen to the word of God. And you're being chosen to do good work and to follow the light. It's very important. And then you can find your people. They will cross your path. They will speak to you somehow. And you'll find the people that need to be in your life that you can share these insights with. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. And that's what's happening right now. And it's happening to a lot of people. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. So, you know, I have to share that with people because I got to the point I was like, my gifts have opened up to the point that I'm seeing things and understanding things that a year ago, it would have flown right past me and I would have done, I mean, a spirit could have knocked me in the head and I'd gone, oh, my hair's doing something funny. You know what I mean? So now after I've had this time of solitude and introspection, I can see more than I could see before. And it's a transformation that we're going through. So
we have everybody saying here that they feel the same. Now,
amen. Yeah. Big amen.
Yeah. And that's why I have the gatherings because let's see, I relate with Tabash to just always pure gold. Yes. Oh yeah. And, did we choose the dates? Yes. February 3rd through the 7th is, I think, 3rd through the 7th or 2nd through the 7th. So yeah, it's really important for us to have gatherings because even though you feel alone, then we're going to be meeting with those that are our tribe. And we feel that we were trying to pick names for this conference, and it's really it's like a family. It's a spirit of giving, and so.
What was that? Uhana or something?
Yeah, there was one name which we kind of liked, Uhana, but we're not choosing that. But
because I heard Aloha right away, and that seems simple.
Yeah,
but I knew my sister lived in Hawaii for decades, so I knew Aloha had a lot of deeper meanings besides hello and goodbye. So you might want to look that up because it's cool.
Yeah. So someone says, I love being alone. I've learned so much free from distractions, upgraded, meditated so much more in solitude. It's true. And
Lisa R., I can't seem to find people. Don't look.
Don't look.
Don't look. You do you. And they will just pop up. You might be at the grocery store. They'll just be there. And you just do you. And when you're doing you, your energy is going to shoot out there and their energy is going to see the light. It's almost like we're connected with each other's lights.
Yeah, it's like a magnet.
So don't worry about looking.
Yeah.
They're going to find you.
But when you're called to something, and like I said, that's why I do the gatherings, because for me, it's really important. I know where most of my people are. I've got a mailing list where I know where you are, but you don't know where the others are. And that's why I do the gatherings. That was my first thing that I back in 2017, I think is when I started. I said, I need to gather these people together. Somebody's going to make a friend here.
2 or more, baby.
Yes. And just the feeling in the room when you've got so many people that are so powerful, and they're all solitude people. They're
light, light that you're shining, just shine your light. If you think about the darkness and dark people and their darkness, you go back that up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm concentrating on my light, because when my light shines, other lights will recognize it. You'll have the dark that wants to steal it, and you just go, no, I'm going to shine lighter and push you away, like, big power activate, pew, pew, and then other people will see that, and they'll be drawn to you. You'll recognize each other somehow. That happens.
So somebody asked, am I visiting Norway? I don't have plans to visit Norway. I really don't have plans to visit other places except for right now, Hawaii.
One step at a time.
One step at a time. One step at a time. We all have very complicated lives. I've got a big place now that I have to take care of. I've got to take my cat that needs care, and I don't want to be away from my place. I mean, I love my place.
I don't blame you. I'm ready to move in.
Okay, Lisa says come to New England. We'll see, little by little. I mean, unless there's a big event. Let's see. Catherine says, even family members who are not on the spiritual path are needing to cocoon. So I feel that these new energies coming through the 777 portal and solar flares are affecting us all.
Solar flares, definitely.
Yes.
I mean, they hit me hard.
Yes. Everyone thinks I'm weird. Yeah. Well, that's, embrace your
Welcome
weirdness.
to the club, baby.
We were talking about something. We were talking about normal.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, she's saying, we went to dinner. She's like, well, I'm just a boring person. I'm boring. I'm going to spit my drink across the table. I was like, what? We have these existential quantum conversations that I can't have with a boring person, okay?
It's kind of funny because I have heard and seen almost everything in this woo path,
Right.
And it's become so normal to me that, I spend all my day just talking about this stuff, and it's normal. Spirits are normal. I go out in my yard and I talk to, the spirits. And
I'm talking to some guy coming down the driveway. I'm like, there's a guy.
Oh, tell her that story.
Oh, we were coming back from her dinner that she thought she was boring, right? And we're driving down her driveway is like this gravel thing, and I kept seeing out of the shadow. I said, it was a person moving along with us, but he was like we're turning. He's like, but he's like over there behind the trees, sort of. And I was like, okay, yeah. I always dismiss it. Oh, I'm just my bangs or my mind's playing tricks. But then I saw a flash of this blue that wasn't anywhere in the car or us wearing it or anything. So it could have been a reflection. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm seeing a guy going down here. There's some behind. And she says, oh, now, other friends don't go. They'll go, okay, you're crazy. But she goes, would you like me to back up so you can talk to them? Okay. So she backs up, and I mean, she's facilitating immediately. She's like, so what's he doing here? Who is he? And all this. And he said, in your language, my name is Luke. And I immediately thought about there's a Luke in the Bible. I really am studying the Bible. I swear I'm working on it. So, and I was like, okay. And she said, well, who is he? And I said, he is of a guardian of the Guardian Brothers.
Yeah, the brotherhood.
The brotherhood of your property, the guardians and brotherhood of your property that protect and oversee and look out for you and your property. And then I was like, is there a creek there? And she goes, yeah. And I said, because he goes up and down this creek. That's the property line.
Yeah.
And protects you from
there's different vibes.
There's this other vibe on the other side of the creek, and there's some kind of animosity or something, and he's protecting you and looking out for you for that. And I was like, was there animosity? And she tells me, yeah, the neighbors were kind of, but so then she said, how many? And I said, it was a lot of them, like about 100. There was a tribe lived here on this. They're Native American. I lived here, and we've gone through that before about the Native Americans around here. But he said, she goes, well, how many are there now? And I was like, I'm hearing like 18 or 19. She goes, well, where's the rest of them? I said, they moved on.
So they must.
It's like she's doing a good job.
They must have been hearing this thing about finding your light within, and they must have come. They've been peeking in the windows.
They moved on because they were here forever. They were here for centuries, I'd say, and they moved on because Alba's got this.
Yeah.
And she's the new steward of the land, but they're still protecting her and her visitors and stuff.
Yes.
And then she asked me about the property on the other side, which is some wild land too. And I mean, I saw a whole family of deer come out of there. We had a deer.
Yes.
So, and bunnies and stuff. It's so cool. We saw a tornado of dragonflies earlier. I was like, I've never seen that before. I mean, it was like 1,000 of them. Crazy. But she goes, did they do something over here? And I said, it's kind of like they were dissuading people from buying it, like they were doing little haunty things or something.
Yeah, they can't interfere with someone's free will, but they can scare the bejesus out of you.
The free will thing, they can't make them or anything, but they did some little antics or something over there.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anything about that either. And then she told me that there were people, it was a sale pending or something, and then all of a sudden it was taken down.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that was Luke and his buddies, the guardians of the property, the brotherhood.
Yeah. So when you come to this property, when clients get sessions here in person, they stay in my cabin, and I always have a conversation with the spirits before they come here. I do a little ritual, cleaning out, and they know that they are not allowed to mess with them. That they need a good night's sleep, and they can't go they can't come in to
I closed the blinds because I didn't want them looking in. I felt them.
Yeah,
I was like, oh man.
I tell them you could look in, but you can't come in.
I could feel that. I was like, listen.
So they're very respectful. I'm very respectful of them. So it's kind of cool to have a life where you can be respectful with spirits, and that they're watching for you.
There's good spirits out there. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So Terry says she had a Zoom session with me. Thank you for saying that. Alba, have you done a session with twins? Yes, I have. It hasn't. One was actually a long time ago. I had a session with a twin that hadn't been born. Oh. And this woman is somnambulistic, which means she whenever I have a session with her, she never remembers anything. Deep. And so she actually saw her twin on a beach. She says, I see myself, but that's not me. And then when she realized it was her twin that hadn't been born, and she was kind of like in a different timeline with when she was born. So that was a really interesting session. Wow. And I did have a twin here not too long ago. Which her session was not online because it was totally personal, and it was back to the womb. I took her back to the womb, and what happened in the womb, and it was very interesting. So yes, I had sessions with. Those are the ones I remember the most. Let's see. Okay, Catherine says, I thought you were going to say you had a conversation with Sabrina on her property. So Sabrina. Well, we've been having conversations. She got here on my property, but we were she was talking to the spirit guy.
Yeah, I was talking to. I've talked to other Native Americans on this property.
Yes,
too. There's a chief.
Yes. Let's see. Canada's here. Thank you, Canada. Yay, Canada. Cincinnati. Wow. Been to Cincinnati. Belgium.
Ooh, I want to go to Belgium.
When you visit, I'll bring you a box. Okay. That'd be cool. Burlington, Ontario. I don't do Canada, but you can come to me. My husband and I sit and hardly talk. He thinks I'm crazy.
Yeah.
That's how it is. That's how it is.
I got it all my life.
You just got to focus on what you do.
Don't talk about that.
What you do have in common, and just be the best you, and don't try to convert anybody. You know how awful that feels to try to get somebody to convert. When people are ready, it's like a seed. You can plant a seed, and we're all seeds that have been planted on earth. You can't make a seed grow. Some seeds come out really fast, and some seeds are in the ground for years before they come out. So you
Mhm.
cannot force someone to awaken before it's
Yeah,
the
you
right
can't
time.
hammer open a rose.
That's true. That's true. Los Angeles. Hi, Linda. Um, so, Sab is a Sasquatch. Okay, I thought you were talking. I
Oh,
thought you missed everybody.
yeah, don't get me confused.
Yeah, Sasquatch. They are Sasquatch
There
on
are
the
on this.
land. Yes, I mean they don't hang out here. I mean they walk. They go to different places. So there's a really good book which I recommend. I didn't put it on my Facebook page, but it's Messages from the Sasquatch People. It's by Kawani. Kawani. I can't think of Kawani. Lapsaritis.
Oh, that is a long one. Yeah.
Lapsaritis. I think I have
Hey,
one of the books, but there is a book that is channeled from the Sasquatch people, and it's beautiful messages. It's really amazing. So I'll put it on my Facebook page, but it's a really good book.
Oh, this person saw you. Deanne Van Stralen saw you in Adelaide with Jill.
Oh, how cool!
That's totally neat.
Nice. We saw it at the Wanaka meeting. Fantastic. Well, thank you. Well, if you want to go to Hawaii or a different place, we'll meet you there also. Rima is here. So Hawaii is going to be the first of a few of our beginning of our team going out there and doing these. Okay, my question: any messages for Native American? Does that mean for near?
I don't know.
For that, what do you mean,
Rephrase
Danielle?
that,
Can you
yeah.
rephrase that question, Danielle? You got to type it up.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Is it typing?
Why can't I do Canada? Because I didn't do something right, and they got me on record now, and I can't go back.
Got in trouble in Canada?
Yeah, I didn't get the right permits, so they threatened me by
Aw.
not letting me back in
We
again.
can't smuggle you in there. And then
Yeah,
you can't get back out.
so I didn't know the rules.
Uh-oh.
I didn't have any drugs or anything. It was just work
Drugs.
permit type of stuff.
You're such an outlaw.
Yeah,
Alba.
I was being so honest.
She's boring.
I was being so honest, and I realized
No way.
you got you.
Somebody goes, what? No way.
You can't be.
Okay. Question: any messages for that person didn't come back?
Yeah.
You know, I tell you one thing.
Oh, I'm Native.
Okay. That's
any
what
messages for Native people from the chief?
Okay.
Oh, all right.
According to this land, is the only message that I really got for. If you have any Native American blood and you come and see Alba, you are going to be escorted to the door and they are going to treat you with respect and honor.
Yeah.
That's what came through from the chief. That's why she was having, when she first came here, she had a lot of activity in the house and she said, you can't come in the house, but they will escort you to the door. Especially, there will be real strong presence if you've got Native American blood because they recognize that in you. Because I mean, I got serious energetic downloads when I came that one time, and I was like, well, let's go in and see what they got to say. And I mean, that was one of the things. They're honoring her, not coming in the house. But yeah, they'll look in the windows. They went zoop right up to the window.
Yeah,
they've looked. You know, they're here.
Yes.
And they're not here for any harm or anything. They're just here going, hey, brethren, you know, kind of thing. And
yeah.
But,
and I have a session coming up next week. And this session was really interesting because I have an alarm that goes off whenever anybody comes onto my property. And then if they come to my front door, it'll tell me if anybody's like meandering around my front door. So I already know they're there. So I'm having a session and all of a sudden I hear ding, ding, front door. And I'm going, well, maybe my handyman has come by to pick up some tools or something. Ding, ding, front door. Ding, ding, front door. Ding, ding, front door, and just kept going on and on and on. And I had already known that nobody was there. So I had to get up in the middle of the session to unplug my sensor because it kept going off.
Imagine that.
There was nobody outside.
They're waiting. They're waiting
And so
out front.
later I found out that my client has abilities and that she was told that she would be coming with a lot of people. So they were all at the front door binging. So yes. So let's see who else is
I
here.
saw somebody from Serbia.
Let's see who else is
Wow.
here. What if you were Native American? I was Native American in the past. That was one of the first things I found out when I came to this land, because I had a horrific problem with there was a pain. I had a pain in the butt. I thought it was the piriformis muscle. I kept going to the chiropractor every week. I couldn't figure out what this horrific pain was. The closer I got to this land, the worse it got. And when I got to this house, it was just horrific. So I was taking past life therapy. I had a session and I found out that I was a Native American. I was like the son of the chief.
You were a chief's child, because
yes.
I saw you as a small
No,
child.
but this is a different one, a different lifetime.
Okay, because I saw you as a little girl.
So I've been Native twice or more.
Yeah.
But I had heard some noise and I had found some Spaniards. This is like probably the 1500s or so. I had found some drunk Spaniards close by, but one of them shot me with one of those little round bullets right there where that pain was.
Oh, wow.
And they had captured me, brought me, made me show them where my people were. They raped and pillaged, burned, and pulled me apart and dumped me in the swamp. And that was my cursing of the land. I cursed them and I cursed, everything. So I had to come back and work out that karma. So that pain that I was experiencing was from that lifetime in which I was shattered. My soul was shattered and I had to bring back that power that I had lost and kind of work things out. So that was a very powerful session. So yes, I was Native. Who else? Serbia.
That's what I said.
Jelena.
How cool is that?
Serbia. It's from Serbia. Thank you. Christina wants to know, when is the shift coming? I think we're already shifting.
It's shifting now.
Yeah.
There's stuff happening now.
Yeah. What if you were
It's
Native?
not like it's going to go pink. It's like it's happening.
We've
got a lot of wobbles going on.
My dad's background is Native American, but grew up in Canada. Could be Native Canadian blood. Yes. I am a purple wildflower.
Oh, that must be your name.
Native that's Abigail. Okay.
Where's Abigail?
Well, she's the Ruby Slippers.
Oh, Ruby Slippers.
Okay, here's somebody. Where did I get this? Oh, Venezuela. Thank you for. I'm going by so quickly. Can I buy private property and turn it into tribal land by giving it to a tribe? In essence, can tribal land grow? I don't.
Turn it. No, I don't think so.
No, I don't.
Tribal land is ancient. You just, it is what it is.
Well, you're there. Let me get a book that I'm reading so people can see my connection with. So I'm reading this book.
I was sitting on a pillow so she could be as tall as me on the couch.
Yeah, otherwise I'd be up to her shoulder. I'm reading a book now. It's called To the American Indian. And it's Reminiscences of a Yurok Woman. And it's by Lucy Thompson, Chinawa, Wechtawa. And it's a very old book. This is Lucy. Okay. And she wrote this book a long, long time ago. And Lucy is the great-great-grandmother, or maybe even one more great, I don't know, great-great-grandmother of my niece, Lori. And some of you who've been to my gathering know my niece, Lori. Her father's mother, her grandmother, was a Yurok Indian. And this was her grandmother. And so I'm reading it's a really cool story. It's really cool. So I'm getting to know my niece. This is not my side. This is my niece's father. So this is a really cool and they're the Yurok Indians. They're up in Northern California. So if you're from that area, you would know where they.
Yurok.
That's yeah. So let's see who else is there. So Aaron, I come from a line of Ojibwe and Lakota chiefs. Wow.
Oh, these are the ones that had the tattoos on their chin.
Are they?
That's what
I don't know. Jean says, I need a session with you. I'm Cherokee and Choctaw.
That's my tribe was absorbed by the Choctaws, and now we're listed with Eastern Band of Cherokee.
Yeah. And then Danielle says, my great grandfather was chief and known as the best hunter in those days. It was all theirs before. I just wonder if you could buy it back. You know, you can't go back in time.
I can't see.
Shauna says, yeah. At the Pine Ridge Reservation, South Dakota still have no water. They have a fundraiser. Yeah, it's so sad. It's so sad. Looking forward to being part of the gathering in October on Hamburg. Yeah, I'm having, there's only a few more slots available for Hamburg. I can't wait for that one. That one came about because I was just going on vacation I'm going to start in Prague and go through Germany, a little bit of the Netherlands, and then end up at the Introspective Hypnosis class in October, which is, I don't know if we still have a few openings left for that, but I just wanted to go to Germany. I've been wanting to go to Germany and just tour, just be on vacation since 2004 when I got an exchange student. His name is Arnie. Actually, his name is Anna. I just can't say Anna. It just doesn't sound right to me. We call him Arnie. Since 2004, Arnie's been talking to me about Germany, and he's from way up north in Germany. And so after all of this time, it's been over 20 years, I finally am going to visit Germany with my German son, and we're going to travel. And then I said to him, would you mind if I have a gathering in Hamburg? Because I do want to do a ceremony there for all of the horrific stuff that was done in, with World War II, because I was an American pilot in World War II, shot down by the Germans. So there's a little karma there. And I want to do a ritual in Dresden and also in Hamburg. So that's why the gathering. We're bringing together some powerful people there. I've already seen some of the names. Wow, I can't wait to meet them in person, give them a big hug. And so if any of you are interested, please sign up. You just go to my website, albaweinman.com, go to the events page and sign up for Hamburg, because there's just a few more slots left. It's a small room, so I can't have that many people. So
somebody's asking if
Lindsay is Sabrina. No, she's not going to that one.
No.
Peter's going to that one. So for those of you who want to be around the activator, Peter, he'll be there. Alba, have you also a gathering in the Netherlands? No. What we're doing is an introspective hypnosis class. I'm doing that with Antonio Sanjo. So if you want to learn introspective hypnosis, we're doing a class. We're doing one class in person in the Netherlands every year and in Maryland, but everything else he does online. So if you want to learn introspective hypnosis, can't do any traveling, you can sign up for his class online. Let's see, what else? Ontario. Okay. All right. So I think we should wrap it up. It's been almost an hour. Woo! Thank you all for hanging on for this long. And if you have any last questions, let us know. But we will probably be doing a session.
Yeah.
We'll probably be doing a session here while she's here.
Well, I'm up and dressed. I wanted to hang out in my PJs because it's Shabbat right now. I'm practicing Sabbath on Saturday, which is a challenge, y'all.
Yeah.
But she says, "Is that work? If because you're not supposed to work." I said, "No, I think it's a God thing. So God things are okay."
Yes. So am I doing a virtual session? No, I'm not doing anything virtual in Hamburg. You have to be there. My gatherings are to gather in person.
Yes.
That's what a gathering is.
Yes.
This online is not a gathering.
Yeah, there's not as much when you're in person. Your force fields, your light meets.
Yes.
And mingles.
Yes.
And you can actually, if you see auras, you can see somebody's aura become big and then reach to another person. And that's the two or more. If there's power, like if somebody's got a thought and another person agrees, like I'm saying, I mean, during my near-death experience, I understood this. And I was 8 years old in human form, but I was ancient in the orb form I was in. And people were running towards the scene of the accident. And the caring was a prayer. A good emotion of love and caring is a prayer.
Yeah.
And I knew that their prayers towards whoever was hurt in this, they knew somebody got hurt. And I knew that singularly it wasn't as strong as these people together. It formed a whole other entity.
Yeah.
So in gatherings, that's what's happening. When you go to church, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's two or more are gathered in the name of God and love and caring and stuff.
Yeah.
It's stronger. And that's what we're doing at gatherings.
Yes.
It builds an energy. You come out of it different, changed, renewed, better,
Yep. So somebody asked, do you ever feel tall and out of the body while in water, like the spirit becoming in line with many? We don't do water real well, neither Sabrina nor I.
Now,
do you feel tall in water, like in a shower, maybe?
What are you talking about?
Do you ever feel really tall and out of the body while in water, like the spirit becoming in line with many?
That's interesting, but no, I can't say I have.
No.
You do stretch out a bit in water. I was a swimmer for many years.
Yes. Okay. Here, the name for the class in the Netherlands.
Doing dishes, she said.
What is it?
Is that what she's saying? Okay.
Like doing dishes?
So like if you're just around water.
No, I gotta pee when I'm around water. Yeah. So no, I don't feel bigger. I feel like,
I put my hands in warm water. That's it. I'm running. I'm done.
That's what happens in the 60s. Classes in the Netherlands, Antonio Sanjo. So go to Antonio, ANTONIO, Sangio, SANGIO.com. And the classes are there.
Look at this Dar S. I went to a psychic convention once years ago. Wow, I felt the power of that. See? Yeah.
Yeah. And you know why they told us we had to be 6 feet apart?
Yeah.
That's why.
Think about that.
Yeah. We're not going to discuss
Disconnect.
Yeah. Our heart connects up to 6 feet.
Yeah. I mean, don't you have a good friend or a sibling or somebody you're real tight with and you finish each other's sentences and you know what they're thinking? It's a symbiotic thing.
Yeah.
And it's important. And that's what that is.
Yeah. So the 6 feet apart thing was a little bit different than what we.
Oh, look. We got a big hawk.
We have a hawk out here.
The wildlife.
We have a really interesting wildlife here. Let me see if I can actually.
He's close.
Hold on.
Can you see?
Let me see if you can actually see.
Oh, look at the camera spinning around.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going the wrong way though.
Let me turn this around. Can you guys see that?
No, he's right in the. That's.
Yeah, I can't switch it. Let me see if I can switch it.
Oh well.
Let me see if I can move it. You guys could see what we're seeing.
Just posing. It's crazy.
Yeah, I can't move it anymore.
Oh my gosh, he's right there.
Yeah, sorry guys, I can't.
Well, we tried.
We tried, yes. So.
That's a good sized bird.
All right.
He's just hopping around. Oh my God.
So we're going to say goodbye. Let's see if I can get this a little bit lower. No, I just kind of messed up my camera angle.
It's okay.
We're going to say goodbye. I don't know. Sorry, guys.
And on that note,
I messed up.
I feel better now because I'm so ticked.
You can't see the hawk that's standing right in front of the window.
It's just like there, and just there. Take a picture of it.
So thank you all for watching, and I hope you guys come to either Hamburg or to Hawaii. And
may the force be with you all.
Thank you all. Much love to you. Bye-bye.
Love and peace, y'all.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, that was fun.